Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Rock and Roll English, following on from yesterday's podcast where I told you I want to concentrate a bit more on helping you, okay? Because if you didn't listen, I'll just quickly tell you, someone I know listened to my podcast for the first time and said, yeah, it was great, gave me real positive feedback, really funny, but then she just left a little comment which was, where is the learning part? And that kind of hurt a little bit. So I thought, how can I really focus on this? Because I really want to help people. And I thought, how have I helped people the most? And the answer to that question was the 14-day vocabulary for lazy people challenge. Okay. You may have done the challenge. If you have, great. If not, I'll talk about that another day because that is not what today is about. So I have decided to do another challenge, and I thought about what type of challenge I could do. I was thinking, and you may or may not know that Oasis at the moment are, the group Oasis, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger. Yeah, you know those songs? Because I did talk to someone the other day that told me they'd never heard of Oasis. I played the songs and they'd never heard the songs, and I was shocked. Anyway, Oasis at the moment have got back together and they are doing lots of gigs, concerts around the UK. And so I have been going on YouTube listening to lots of Oasis songs, and I was listening to one which Noel Gallagher sings, and it's called Whatever. Normally Liam Gallagher sings it, but in this video on YouTube, Noel Gallagher sings the song. And at the end of the song, he adds a piece of a song from the Beatles, okay? And it goes a little bit like this. I'm going to do my best singing here, okay? So prepare yourself. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden with me. Would you like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden? An octopus's garden, an octopus's garden, you and me. So yes, I was listening to that song, and for, the whole day, maybe even a week, I was just constantly going around and saying in my head, in an octopus's garden, an octopus's garden, an octopus's garden, you and me, non-stop. That is the only thing that kept going through my head. And then I thought, you know what? I have got it. I have got my challenge, okay? And my challenge this time is called Pronunciation and Listening for Busy People, okay? Now, I am going to connect this back to Oasis and the Octopus's Garden, okay? So just wait 1 second for me. So, yes, the challenge will be pronunciation and listening for busy people, okay? I did think about doing it for lazy people again, but then I thought, you know what? It's for busy people. I know you're not really actually lazy, you're just busy like me. So then you don't do things like study because you don't have time, like me. So yes, pronunciation and listening for busy people. So it is a free 7-day pronunciation and listening challenge for busy people with no time to study, no books, no lessons, and no studying. And this is the big part. I honestly don't know why I'm doing this, but I am. I'll only do this maybe for the first time. I'll see how it goes. Plus real personal feedback from a real human teacher, me. That's right. This must be the only challenge in the world, free challenge, where you get real personal feedback from an actual person, me. Okay, so let's have a look at how it works. So as I said, it will start, or did I say? I can't remember. But it is starting on Tuesday, the 22nd of July. So 1 week today, if you're listening to this on the 15th of July. So that's making it confusing. It's starting on Tuesday, the 22nd of July, and it is designed for busy people. So all the content will be delivered via short 10-minute podcast. So you can listen on your way to work whilst walking the dog. There will be no long 45-minute pronunciation videos to watch or nothing like that. Okay. It also follows the number one rock and roll English rule of the not boring approach. Okay. Now, pronunciation is always taught in a really boring way. Like, no, it's not sheep, it's ship. It is a very difficult thing to do in a entertaining way. So everything will be presented in pronunciation poems. Okay, so if you don't know what a pronunciation poem is, it's something like this. There once was a fellow called Santa who was ever so proud of his banter. He had put on a voice and call himself Joys and make silly calls from Atlanta. Whew. Okay, that was a pronunciation poem. Okay, now this is the bit where it comes back to the octopus's garden. Okay, because the idea is you listen to this pronunciation poem a few times and it stays in your head. Like that song stuck in my head. So I was on my bike and I was saying, in an octopus's garden, an octopus's garden, an octopus's garden, you and me. Now, you will be on your bike or walking around, hopefully, in the shower, wherever you are, with the pronunciation poem in your head. And it will be playing round and round and round in your head. Okay? Now, the idea is that you are constantly practicing what you have learned, okay? This is the kind of whole approach. So, via this challenge, you will master pronunciation and listening, okay? Here is another important part of the challenge, because there will be what I call speaking for listening. So, if you can say it, you can hear it. Okay, so by actually practicing this fast spoken English that you will hear, it will actually help you hear it, because if you are capable of saying it, you will be capable of hearing it. Okay, and inside this challenge, inside the podcast, there will be a link and you record yourself saying the pronunciation poem. Okay, now as you saw when I read that pronunciation poem, they are like 10 seconds long. Okay, so you record yourself saying the pronunciation poem, which will be only 10 seconds long maximum. Okay, so it will be easy to fit into your life. You will listen to it many times before, and then you will say the pronunciation poem. 10 seconds. And now the big bit, feedback from a real human teacher. That's me. Now, I think I'm crazy for offering this, because if 100 people do this, for example, let's say it takes me 5 minutes to give feedback to each person, because I have to listen many times. I have to analyze where the problems are with the pronunciation and give feedback. So that would be 500 minutes, for example, and totally free. However, I am committed to doing this, okay? I might only do this the first time because it might be a nightmare. If 1,000 people do this, I won't have time to live, okay? But I've decided I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. However, I will only give you feedback, okay, if you complete the challenge, okay? Now, what does it mean to complete the challenge? So, in total, there will be 3 pronunciation poems to record, okay? If you record all 3 of those poems, you have completed this challenge, because I know people on the internet sign up for a free challenge and they don't complete it. Okay, so this is my incentive to you to complete the challenge so you can get real results. Okay, so when you complete the challenge and you complete the 3 pronunciation poems, okay, in 7 days, I will give you feedback on one of your poems totally for free. I hope that's clear. And another part, so as I said, no studying. However, there will be a PDF that you can download for each lesson, okay, if you want to study. But also, I want to repeat, no stress, okay? That is why there are only 3 pronunciation poems to do in 7 days to give you time. So basically, you will need to record 3 pronunciation poems in 7 days, each one only 10 seconds long, to complete the challenge. Now, this could easily have been a 3-day challenge, but I want to give you time so that there is no stress, okay? So that is why it is a 7-day challenge. However, you must complete your recording within the 7 days, okay? I have to give you a deadline, otherwise you won't do it. So I have to give you a kick up the backside. So I think that's pretty much everything. There is a link you can click on to reserve your place. So stop this podcast right now, click the link inside the podcast you are listening to. It will take you to a page where there is more information about how it works. And we will start on Tuesday, the 22nd of July, okay? But in a few words, remember, you are going to get daily podcasts, 10 minutes long maximum. In those podcasts, you will have 3 pronunciation poems to do. If you record all 3, I will give you personalized feedback on one of them. However, you may also just like to do it the really lazy way and just listen to all of them. You may think, I don't even want the feedback. Then don't take it. But if you still do the challenge, I guarantee you will still improve your pronunciation and listening just by listening to these podcasts. Okay, so I think that's it. I will see you all next Tuesday the 22nd of July to start. Remember, click the link inside the podcast you're listening to right now because you need to write your email address so I can send you these podcasts. Okay, they will not be on this normal podcast link where you get podcasts from me. Okay, they will be in a special podcast. Okay, so I need your email address. So click the link inside the description to this podcast you're listening to right now, and I will see you on the free 7-day pronunciation and listening challenge. Boom shakalaka. So that's it for today. See you very soon. But in the meantime, just keep on rocking, baby.